Guys, welcome back to my podcast. This is season 2 and I am so excited to share it with you. So I have a new website that's launching or that has launched, and it is mikyhladice.com, MIKYHLA dice.com. And here we are. So I'm super excited. This is the first episode of the second season, and I have a whole bunch of amazing interviews that I'm going to share with you about incredible stories of the ways that God has moved or proven himself, and just my friends' testimonies and people that I care about. But I want to start the second season by letting you know that my podcast exists because I love to tell people about the love of the Lord, right? Like, that's kind of my passion. It's my purpose. It's the way that I process things. I just love to hear how he's in the tiniest details because he loves us so incredibly much. But I would be doing a disservice to the people who listen to my podcast or read my blog or really are just people that I love, if I didn't talk about the fullness of that love. So I've been sharing testimonies with people who have walked with the Lord for a while, or maybe their whole lives, and the ways that he's moved in crazy ways, or maybe just gentle ways that God has moved in their lives. But it's important to talk about the fact that I also have a lot of conversations with people who have been hurt by people in the church or people who claim to be Christians or whatever. And these people are very anti-church or anti-religion and don't want to have anything to do with Jesus because of the things that people have done to them. And I think that it's so important to talk about. I'm so sorry you've been hurt. I'm so sorry that someone came to you in the name of the Lord or seemed to love the Lord and you got hurt because of it. It always breaks my heart when people walk away from Jesus or block him out because they think they equate him with these people. People suck. Like, that's just kind of the nature of, like, human nature. That's not Jesus. That wasn't Jesus. There are so many times when pastors do the wrong thing and a lot of people get hurt. There are times when ministers move in the wrong direction or steal or lie. Or churches, there are religions, like there are people who claim that they are coming from a place of loving Jesus. And this entire religion is based on rules and how you have to do it this way, and you can't do this and you can't do that. And that is also not Jesus. All of these things happen when people want to be in control of something that they're not allowed to be in control of. God never designed them to be in control of these things. So I just want to tell you that when people follow themselves or put their own desires or their need for control or their own opinions ahead of who the Lord is or what the Lord has desired for us, then he kind of gets lost in the mix. And so many people get hurt. So many people walk away from the church or the idea of church because of something someone did. But when you judge the Lord and his goodness based on anything that a human could do, or a person or a group of people, you're always going to be disappointed. Because it's not who he is. People make mistakes, but God doesn't. He has this love for you that is full, it's complete, it is pure, and he wants to chase after you and pursue you. but he's waiting for you to acknowledge him or to give him a chance to prove how deeply he loves you. It's possible that you've been hurt by someone in the church. It may have been a friend that was talking about you behind their back. It may have been someone that you thought was going to draw you in, or you didn't feel as accepted when you walked into a church as you thought you should be. And I apologize for all of those, on behalf of all of those people. I apologize on behalf of me, because I know I've been that person sometimes, where I said the wrong thing, or I accidentally said too much about something that wasn't my story to tell. And if you were hurt by anything that I've said or done, I'm sorry. I am always trying to do better, to live a life that draws people to Jesus and not pushes them away. And I can say that honestly, most people who are in ministry or who love Jesus, they want to live that way. But we are human, and I know that I've messed up as a friend, a leader, a wife, a mother, as a Christian in general. But I also know that my mistakes do not define how much I am loved. Your mistakes do not define how much you are loved. Jesus died on the cross. Like, he went to death to pay for the sins of the world. He knew how much I was going to mess up. He knew that I was probably going to yell at my kids at some point. Like, he knew that people were going to walk away from church because of things that this pastor said or did, or he knew it all, and he took it, and he paid that sin. He paid that price willingly because he loved us, and he wanted us to have the opportunity to live in eternity with his Father, with your Father, our Father. And he died knowing everything that would lead you to the point that you are at right now, where you are at this crossroads of wondering what that looks like to walk with him, what it looks like to understand the fullness of the love of Jesus. He knew you were going to squabble with it. He knew you were going to wrestle and run. But I have a promise that I can absolutely promise. When you allow his love to chase after you, what you will experience is something unlike anything you've ever experienced. It won't be anything like the people that hurt you in the name of love or in the name of Jesus. His love is unconditional for you. There may be things that you've done that break his heart, but that doesn't mean that he loves you any less. He is a good Father. And once you experience his love, it will change everything about your life. It will change your dreams. It will change your desires. It will change what you want for your life or for your family and for your legacy to be, ultimately. He wants your life to be abundant and full. And he has grace for you. The definition of grace is being given something that you didn't earn. And there is nothing you can do to earn his love. I will say that once you start walking with him and you experience the fullness of him, you will have things about you that you will realize, maybe I should leave this behind. Maybe I should change this about myself. He's going to meet you where you are, but he doesn't want you to stay there. He wants your life to be full and abundant and crazy for him. And that means that the things that you did before and the person you were before gets left behind. And that you become a new person and have a new life. And once you experience what that actually feels like, you're never going to want anything less. So today, my challenge for you is invite him to chase you. Ask him to show you the depth of his love. He wants the invitation. And then you will experience him on a new level. Because he delights in you. You, right now, watching this video, he delights in you. He loves you. He sees you and he fully knows you and your heart and your hurts and your life. He knows what you've been through. He knows who's hurt you. He knows all the ways your heart has been broken by people who maybe claim to love Jesus, by people who do love Jesus but are just people, and that's just the nature of it. He knows that you are tired. He knows that you are weary. He knows what's making you weary or has caused you to think that he can't possibly still see you as his favorite. Can I tell you a secret? You're his favorite, and he loves you. He has a purpose for your life. He has a goal. He has so much for you as his favorite. And I know that sounds crazy, and I don't fully know how to explain it. But just like every child that you have, if you are a parent, you know that you love every child differently. Each of them is your favorite in a different way. And that is how God feels about you, who you are. No matter what you do, he loves you. But he wants you to turn from your ways of focusing on all the ways people have hurt you, or focusing on the ways that you can get what you want without him, and to follow him. Turn and follow him. And I want to say that this world is weary. Our hearts are heavy laden and tired. We're all tired. We're all carrying things we never expected. We never thought we would be experiencing in this life. Between the division politically and medically and all of the things, regardless of what your decisions are. We're all tired. We are all full of division and hurt for so many reasons. But I have to say, Matthew 11:28-30 says, Jesus said, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens. I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart. You will find rest for your souls, for my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light." When I read that, I don't see him saying, "Come to me if you love me," or "Come to me if you've never been hurt," or "You never hurt anyone." He said, "Come to me, all who are weary." That is literally all of us right now. Every single one of us. Come to him. Let him draw you in. Don't make this about people who've hurt you, because you will always be hurt by people. That's the nature of people, of humans. Like, I just challenge you today to sit and to ask him to give you rest, to ask him to prove his love to you and to give you some of him, to show how he's pursuing you. My favorite thing to do is to sit and just say, "God, show me in the details how you're chasing me today." Let me tell you, he will show up. It will be in the tiniest little things. My friend Katie calls them kisses on the cheek, where it's just little things that all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, he is here with me. He does love me." And it will turn into bigger things. And maybe when you ask him to chase you, it will be big things and you will feel it. Because he does love you and he wants to prove that to you. You know, when I first started dating my husband, neither of us wanted to be in a relationship. We were like, oh, we're just going to be friends. This is great. And then all of a sudden, 6 months later, we were engaged. And I think that, like, it was because we pursued each other. Like, we just knew. We felt it. We would not have ever understood if we had not given the opportunity to communicate with each other. So, I say that to say, that's what the Lord wants from you. He wants you to just sit with him. He wants you to talk to him. He wants you to share things with him. He will guide you to the right people if you let him. But do not let pain from someone else deter you from walking with him. Because what people did have nothing to do with who he is most of the time, honestly. If you've been hurt by someone, that wasn't him. And he wants you to know that. He loves you. He is chasing you. He just wants the opportunity to show you how deeply and fully he adores everything about you. So, if you want to talk about any more of this, if you would like me to pray with you or kind of guide you in what it looks like to understand what that is, message me, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you find me. I will post the contact information. I'll post my links in the description on this. And I look forward to hearing from you because I live my life to let people know that they are loved, they are wanted, and they are known. He knows you. All right. Have a wonderful day.